understand. All right, we will be starting the stream in 1 minute. Hey, Chess Wizard, hello, hello. You have qualified for the candidates. Congratulations. And you are the first chatter today. How's that? Double whammy for you. How's everything going? I did get two adults. I got two other people helping me with testing that software out. So if you still have Aim Chess full thing, you would go to the personal training plan and start doing it this week. Just do it for me and try to do everything it says. Let me know if you could do everything it says. And if you can, then I'll start tracking that. All right, time to go. It says let's go, let's go. Let's get out of that mode and get into this mode. Hello. This is funny. This happened to me the other day. I don't know why I did it. It kind of phased out, took a second, and then here we go. Hey, do me a favor, Chess Wizard, since you are my first chatter, could you do me a big favor and see if on the About page of this stream, if you can use the sound alerts. It only costs you channel points if it's working. So, I don't know if it's working. Trying to find out. So let me know. Let me know if the sound alerts works. I'd appreciate it. All right. Oh, music. That's what I'm missing. I thought, it sounded quiet. With you again. Cool. Wow, that worked. Hey, I'm happy. I'm happy that worked. Let me see. What was I just thinking of? I had to do something today. Oh, music. Didn't have my lo-fi beats going on in the background. Wanted to get those going. All right. I'll be right back. Forgot to change. Uno momento, mi amigo. Can't believe I was not dressed properly for the stream. Yeah, I feel a lot better now. Hey, thanks for testing that. Oh, really? Cool. Good music. Simon and Garfunkel, good music. Glad to see you are checking that music out because, in my opinion, it's some of the best music ever written and ever played. So, I like it. I like it. Alrighty then. So, we are actually not doing this today. We are reviewing, so let me update this too. I got a lot of little things to update. We are reviewing games from the under 1800 qualifier. That's what we're going to do today. We're going to look at some games from the 1800 qualifier, which Chess Wizard you were in and you qualified. So some of your games we're going to be looking at. Let's get started. We only have an hour, and after that we're going to, we have Sudak, who has his tournament going on today, hopefully. And I don't know the link for it yet, so hopefully we'll get it. But if not, you guys can just go out there and check it out. All right, so rather than show you the clock, I am going to expand this view here. And now I'm going to have to make a... so you got to the sound to the sounds only on the About page, correct? Because I'm going to make a little bot that tells people about it being out there if we like it. I thought it was pretty cool, and it only costs channel points. You could set it up for bits to encourage people to spend a few dollars on you, but you know what? I don't care, and I just like it as a fun thing that they can do. So hopefully if people like it, we'll keep it. All right, so you can see the clocks now in the bottom right and the top right. And this game is Magician against Flavio, and Flavio is our winner of the tournament, so we always start off with the winners. Oh, okay, excellent. Excellent. I didn't know if that was there also. That's excellent. I like it. Now, I might see if I can remove it from the About page then, because, you know, my About page is already pretty busy. Pretty busy. And just so you know, I am working on getting the 6th story written for Sir Lock the Gnome. The 5th story is done. I'm just waiting for final edits from my copy editor, and that one should get published this month. If not, you know, as soon as possible. As soon as possible. So I don't know what story you guys are up to, but we'll have the 5th one ready to go this month. All right, so let's go over this game. So we get Flavio playing a d4, Queen's Gambit, and Magician, as is his wont, is to play very hyper-modern, where he just like does this thing here. I still don't get it. Someday we'll have a lesson with him maybe, and we'll see why he does that and see if we can help him expand. So here's a great question. Here's a great question. Do we take here, and seeing as how he's got 3 protectors, I was thinking it might be worth the time to take, but you end up with isolated pawns, both of you, maybe an open file, and you open the game up. The game becomes totally different, right? The game becomes drastically different. But this is nice too, because this knight doesn't have many good homes to go to, right? Here, here, or back here. And these two lend themselves to be open for discovered attacks at the right moment. So he goes all the way back, which I cannot in any way condone this as good chess, right? We're just undeveloping. Oh, by the way, here's the question. Do we lock up black? Do we make black totally cramped? I mean, to me, this is a great consideration. And talking about restraint and talking about prophylaxis that we're working on from Nimzovich's My System and Chess Praxis, that looks attractive. Although you might overreach and, he might be able to hit at your base. But the base is, it's just, I don't know. It's very tempting to just cramp them up even more for a longer time. But he decides to go with this prophylactic move, keeping the bishop out, not the knight out. And the bishop, I don't think had much threat of going there anyway. It had no pin. So we protect the bishop, bring it back, and the knight now has made a journey of many squares. It went from here to here, back to here. So again, I cannot condone all these knight moves, but as it stands, he has 2 pieces developed versus 3. So he's not too far behind in development, and Flavio again moves the knight. So now we've still, this is becoming a theme for these games, that these pieces are not developing as quickly as they should. And are we imagining that, or did that knight just move 3 times? Went from d7 to g6 to d7 to g6. Yeah, that type of indecisive, don't know what I want to do with my pieces, is not heartening. Not heartening at all. All right, so it looks like the knight finally has settled down into a square. So that's nice. Now, we have these 2 pawns. We're about to have an isolated queen pawn because he's about to take. And we'll see if he ends up with an isolated, so we have an isolated king's pawn. Wide open, just a tactical mess. Can't say much about that. I like the positional play at all. Now we do get a double attack on the pawn. And the pawn is still free. So we can take the pawn for free. And but I know white doesn't because I saw this game. So white moves the bishop back, threatening a check here if this knight were to move. But how are you going to get that knight to move, guys? You really don't have any way to get that knight to move. And even if you were to sack, say, the rook on the knight after this trade, the knight could just take back. So you're not going to get rid of that knight. So I really, really, really don't like this move. Really don't like this move. It disconnects the rooks. They don't get to talk to each other. And it wasn't an improvement for the bishop. This is not an improvement for the bishop. Even so, black decides to block this attack and stop that from happening. Okay. So white says, I'll take the free pawn now that I didn't take before, and I'll run away. We get the bishop to get out of the way so the rooks can talk, right? We fix our error. And again, always better to admit your mistake and then go back. That's better than stubbornly keeping your pieces where they are. All right, centralize our knight. We've won a pawn now. We've won a pawn. So we're up. We are up a pawn. So we'll see what's going to happen. But we do centralize our knight. Again, maybe we want to double our rooks instead. But, centralizing the knight is okay. And we do it with tempo. The queen was under attack. And so now what? Can't go here. Can go here, but we lose the piece, right? So let's see what we do. Okay, a little prophylaxis. Here we get another prophylactic moves. You gotta like that we're teaching prophylaxis and we're seeing prophylactic moves and we're seeing multiple moves by the queen, just like we saw multiple moves by the knight. So again, I get the feeling like Magician isn't sure of where he wants to go with his pieces because he keeps putting them back in different places. Of course, here, a simple threat was you can't take with the pawn, you'd lose your queen. But do you want to give up your bishop for that knight? That's a deep question you got to decide. Do you want to give up your bishop for that knight? And obviously Flavio was okay with it. And repositioning his knight. Again, I don't see any reason to reposition the knight. I kind of like the knight. The knight I think is okay. I don't know. But he repositions the knight. He does have threats of checks now, but it's just a check. It's just a check, guys. So we're not doing checks for the sake of checks. This battery is the wrong direction, wrong order. Because the bishop by itself does nothing. The king can just move away. The bishop by itself does not work. We get the check in, and we get a, sorry. Even back here, this threat of a check was very useful because you're going to win the exchange, right? And it came to fruition. White wins the exchange. White now protects the pawn for the future, and we get a knight. Nicely done, threatening the rook and says, "Go away, rook." Rook moves up, attacks the knight, but again, I don't know that it's doing much there. And the knight moves away. We get doubled rooks. We love doubled rooks. Doubled rooks is what we should be shooting for. And the knight moves again. So think about the journey of this knight. Think about the journey of this knight. It went here, went here, went back to here, went back to here, went to here. Right? I believe this is that. Oh, maybe this was the knight that went from here to here to here. Yeah, this one went from here to here to here to here to here. Okay, yeah, this one took a different journey. Well, both of these knights have a ridiculous amount of journey of traveling going on. So we've simplified the game now. White is still up a pawn and up the exchange. Throws the check in. And now is threatening some nasty stuff, but nothing winning directly. We get a check here. And at the time when I was watching the game, I thought white should have tucked into the corner because this check doesn't work because we get this check. We get this check, and we're going to win the queen. So if the queen takes, you take back. This check loses the bishop. So game over. And if he doesn't take, what else does he have? If he moves the king, he loses the queen, and this still drops. So yeah, I thought white should come here, threatening the bishop, and saying, please take, because I just need one tempo so I can win your queen. I need a tempo to win your queen. But instead white moved this way, and the queen came running. Queen said, I'm in there. And we're threatening now a mate here, right? Simple threat. We throw the check in first, and then the queen pins the queen to the king. The other option, of course, would be just maybe to move the rook up, protect the pawn, and then play from there. But this is good because you're ready to simplify. You're still up the exchange, and you're good to go. White plays this just fine, wins all the free material he can. And here we talked about, should you go this way or should you go that way? White decided to go towards the bishop, which it should have enticed this pawn to protect, but instead black ran away a little bit, and then white has a chance to attack the other pawn. We get the check again, and this time the king comes back in, don't know why, and finally the king goes the correct direction. And the rest of this should be easy mop up, especially when you drop an extra rook. Right? You drop your rook. All right, that was game one. Game two for Flavio saw him play Chess Wizard, who is in the house right now. And we'll go over that game. So we got to play Chess Wizard's Eglin Gambit, his pet opening that he's been working on. And he gets a variation that he's quite used to. And this is all what he's used to, and he's expecting this. He's hoping for this. He's hoping for that. He did not get it. He got this move instead, and so he had to adjust. All right, so Chess Wizard, this would be definitely something you would study, right? You would know, yeah, you made this move, yeah, you made this move. Are those the best moves for black? Are those the best moves for black? You'd want to study and know if those are the best moves for black. So back here, right, now we get this move, and black takes. Don't think it's the best. I do not like that move. I don't like the taking, though. You should check theory on that one. But you takes, and you take the pawn, so you are up. I mean, you have two pawns, this one goes here, so you're up a pawn, plus white has double pawns. So you're up a pawn, white has double pawns, but white has immediate threats. Immediate threats. In fact, I think white had an immediate threat right here. I mean, I like that move. I don't even know what you do in this case, Chess Wizard. Yeah, we're gonna take with check and expose your king. And if you can move the pawn, that might work. But I still feel like you're in danger. But white does the bishop move first, and it looks like he's trying to hopefully get the queen trap. So black immediately says, let me get out of this queen trap possibilities. And white calmly castles, which I think he should. And we just have calm development. White now is fully developed and about to try to win this queen, trap this queen. And that, I think, is the final move he needed, because now the queen doesn't have this square, doesn't have this square. He had squares coming this way. Well, not this one. Not this one. So he had he only had that square. So, kind of sneakily, it would have been interesting if he had done this. Because then all of these squares are taken by white. That would have been a sneakier threat to win the queen by going this way. I think that would have been pretty nasty, sneaky way to try to win the queen. I like that. I like that, Chess Wizard. But instead, Flavio made a more obvious move, right? That says, hey, now your queen can't get through, and I'm threatening to bring over the rook. And this is where, Chess Wizard had to look at it and say, why did he move here? There's only one reason to move there, and it's to trap my queen. Can I get away? I mean, I think that's what you have to be thinking. I don't know if this saves you. I don't know. I know that the best, because right now you're threatening to take the bishop, so the rook doesn't work because you actually take the bishop and win material. You win material. So my guess is we're going to be taking here and taking back, and now he has escape, not there. So he has this one escape square more than he had before. Just one, but I mean, isn't it one enough sometimes? I think one might be enough. I think one might be enough. If we go here, you get here. And maybe you can get away. I don't know. Interesting. Very interesting. Again, if you're going to play the England Gambit, then you're going to need to analyze that. Because now you're down big material. And Flavio actually even gives you back, he could have taken with the pawn. I have no idea why he didn't take with the pawn. I mean, you have no queen to attack him anymore. You don't even have a white bishop to attack him. I think this was the simple and correct move, but he takes with the rook, which simplifies the game, but now you have two rooks and a knight against two bishops and a queen. So I think that exchange was a bad idea for Flavio. It kept you at least with hopes for this game. At least with hopes for this game. And again, you know, oh, okay, bishop, never mind, bishop, never mind. Oh, yeah, and that's discovered attack territory coming, and he didn't even use the discovered attack. Oh, he chased you around. Look at this nice circular pattern, but yeah, we're going to lose the rook. And then the game was pretty much over after that. But if I remember correctly, you put up a fight. You didn't make it easy. Put up a fight. And at this point, did you resign? Yeah. All right. Good game, good game. And then we have Flavio playing Sudokus. Oh, Flavio versus Sudokus chess. And we get the King's Gambit and an interesting try by Flavio, one I've never seen. Never seen this very... Whoa. Attacks the queen, takes with check, doesn't take back. Why don't you take back? Why don't you take back? That's you gave up free candy? Huh. Hey, Rush Action, thank you. Glad you're checking out the sound. Yeah, hello darkness. I don't understand why he doesn't take. And I don't understand that, and I don't understand why we don't take the extra piece. Be up a free piece. Be up a free piece. I mean, here he takes a pawn and allows him to take back, while if he takes here with check, he's up a piece. He's got 3 minor versus 2 minor. That just seems like, I don't know. I don't understand sometimes what we do when we play. Why do we not just take the free piece? Yeah, and now we get this skewer right into that pawn, and that's not great news. So we have to throw a check in, and we can do it with throw a check in, and now we got to stop this, right? We got to stop that pawn. We do with the knight. At this point in the game, I would definitely recommend using the pawn. My personal recommendation, I would use the pawn, but we use the knight, and now white, who's down a piece again. White is down a piece. Anyway, I don't know when I missed that. When did white get down a piece again? So let's see. Okay, so he's down a piece now. So yeah, he still gets down a piece. Sorry, my brain sometimes. So we got to keep the piece we took. So yeah, he's just down a piece. He's still down a piece. Okay, white's down a piece. And this was very interesting because white fought really hard trying to find some tactics here to win, and unfortunately it's just like black had too much material still to force a win for white. White could not force a win. This would have been interesting to see what could have happened. I saw things like forcing. Oh wait, he has 2 on it. So he could. I was thinking he could try to force an exchange, but it doesn't really work because there's 2 on it. You just lose material, gratuitously lose material. So I don't know what white has to do. I don't like this though. Because it allows the exchange, allows the trade of material and simplifying when he should not be simplifying. So, rush to action, redeemed. All right, so can't go there. And the problem is that while the king is way over here in white's territory, there's really no way for white to seemingly get to him. It's quite annoying that there seems to be no way to get to him. Perhaps push the pawn first for prophylactics again. In that way, after you push this pawn, then you can maybe move your bishop. Because then you won't need your bishop to guard that square. I don't know. But he didn't. He traded, and we got to a position where the king went on a walk. Now, I thought that he had chances for a draw here. And I thought he had chances for a draw because he just keeps going back and forth. And if black comes up, he goes back. Now, what I thought black had to do from here was go this way. Okay? I thought he had to go that way. Then we get this check. He can hide here. He gets to go here. He gets to come up. And I don't see any more healthy checks. So I thought that would be black's play. But black didn't seem to think about hiding, and he just kept going back, and I would have just went back and forth and see if I can get a draw through repetition. But instead, white used the other rook, allowing black easily to run away. Guys. And once he's hidden away, the game is effectively over because black can't stop him. And he gets checkmated. All right. Nice game, though. I think white should have went for the 3-move repetition because for whatever reason it looked like black. Uh-oh. Yes. I'm liking it. All right. Yes, Impending Doom. Good choice, Chess Wizard. I'm glad you're liking the sounds. I'm enjoying them. All right. Chess Wizard and Sudokus. We've finally done with Flavio's games. We're now looking at a Chess Wizard and Sudokus game. This is Sudokus came in second, I believe. Right? Yes, Sudokus came in second. And he's playing his beloved Caro Kann. And Chess Wizard played a different variation, which I liked. I don't think this is correct. I don't know. I don't play the Caro Kann. And if it is correct, I don't think that's correct. I think this would be better, opening up diagonals, opening up space. I think this would have been correct. But we get this take, and we get weaknesses that will exist for a long time in these double pawns. But Sudokus did a good job of solidifying his position and causing trouble. So again, here, I'm thinking, why aren't we just pushing? We're threatening to win the piece, right? This threatens to win a piece. Oh, he does have this square. Never mind. He does have a square. But still, I would have liked, keep pushing. But instead, we put the bishop out here for a trade bait. And again, why? This bishop I don't like. So, because I don't like the bishop, I would have left it. In the game I was watching, here comes the question. Black is trying to start a pawn storm. White was looking for a pawn storm. When we start operations on the wings, Nimzovich tells us to attack in the center. So what white would have had to try to do is attack in the center. But look at those pawns. Look at those pawns just controlling, not giving anything away in the center. So maybe it would have been moves like this to then push through into the center. Okay, I'm actually thinking this was a necessary move, maybe even before this move. I don't know what this move does for us. It does keep the bishop out of here, though. I'll grant you that. All right, so in reply, we get b5. Now, prophylactically and positionally, white needs to figure out what to do at this moment. It is critical. Could push the pawn, freeing the bishop and giving a square for the knight. Even if you give away the pawn for free, that knight here would be much better positioned. Plus chances are he's going to take this way so that he has this opening file at your king. So that makes for interesting play. We move the queen out of the way. Not sure why. Not sure how that helps. And we get perhaps not the best choice here for white. Right? Black. I'm not sure I like that move for black. Really not sure. I know I don't like that move. I know I don't like this move. Playing on this wing, you need to counter in the center, like we said. I just don't see exactly what we should do in the center. I'm back to thinking about this move, even though it'll open up files at my king. That's a possibility. I don't really see anything else I like a lot. I'm worried, and that move I think is too slow. So the queen gets to take back, and now again, how do we defend the position? How do we prophylactically, what can we do to simplify, to quiet this position down is really important to figure out. And I guess if we were to look at it from White's point of view, again, I don't like that move. It turned out to be totally a wasted move, did nothing for us. And now we have this issue here. He's threatening to take and win. Nope, can't win because the queen is still holding. But it looks like the king is going to have to do a bit of a walk or to get away, right? Go away, go hide somewhere. Can bring the knight around. That might be a good idea. I like bringing the knight around. Knight's doing nothing here. These squares would be much better for the knight. Let's see what happens. We take. I didn't like take because now the pawn is a threat. So again, if black were to take, white could take back, the queen would hold it for a moment. You'd have time. I think it's time to bring more pieces into the game. And this would be a great square for that knight. And as you'll see, if I remember correctly, that knight never gets into the game. So bishop just runs back, and the rook again does. I don't know what we're doing, guys. We're not aware of the danger of this pawn push. We can't just let that pawn push happen. Okay, so instead, pawn push happens, and the rook gets to start coming in, and then we get errors on both. Right, both players make error. So here, this pawn is protected twice and attacked twice, so it can't be taken. But we get the check. We get the rook in between. Attack the queen. Put the rook in between. This is free. This is free, guys. That's called free candy. That is called free candy. That's just free candy. That's free candy, guys. I mean, I don't know what else you call it. You gotta call it free candy, don't you? I mean, what else is it? That's free candy. But black missed it. And black had 5 minutes and 57 seconds. Yes, you forgot the queen was holding the square, but so did black. And black didn't take and instead gets hit with a fork. Nicely done fork. And now we have two pieces attacking again. So you got to do something about it. But we get to take with check. So you don't have to do anything about it. You take with check. Even better. Get another check. Now, could have pushed the pawn, but then it would have been devastating. It would have just been bad news. And so now it's nice. White is getting to take pieces. Take pawns off the board. And then another free piece. Oh, that had to be an oversight. There's no way. That's just a free piece, guys. Flat out free piece. And another free piece. It's like, I don't know. It's wholesale free pieces here. Now, me, I might have looked at nothing else. Yeah, I was thinking about the check here. but that's not better at all than just taking the free piece. And now we have a rook, a knight, and a bishop for free. We are up a rook, a knight, and a bishop. And somehow, if I remember correctly, somehow that advantage got squandered. Yeah. Somehow we squandered away the rook, and that's right here. We gave away the... But it's okay, because you're still way up, and I know you won this game because you had... And all you have to do here is make sure you don't stalemate your opponent. Very good, very good, very good. But yeah, it was a good game on your part, except there was a lot of blunders, as we saw in the middle there, right? That was just ugly here. You know, starting here, once he missed this rook, he started missing everything. Just missed piece after piece after piece. It was like a fire sale of pieces. All right. We can actually have time to go over... Wow, it's not even 12. Usually I go from 11 to 12. And so we have more time. We can go over another game. Another couple of games. So interesting again. Magician, again, is his style. He's very hyper-modern, very wait and let your opponent develop everything. But this is where I don't, this is the part, even if you're going to play hyper-modern, I think he has to change. He's moving the same pieces too many times. Don't know why we took. I don't know why Sudoku's took. Don't know why Sudoku's took. Me, I'm looking at, let's play Chase the Knight that's out here doing nothing. Don't know why he's out here. Let him take, so you take back, opening up your rook file. But Sudoku's took. Again, I'm not sure. Does get tempo with the knight development, and he does get to still push. So this is okay, but boy, I would have liked having that open file instead. But, whoa. Whoa. I hit something wrong. All right. So, Sudoku's does get nice classic development. And look, we still have no fight in the center. It's like Magician doesn't like to fight in the center until much later. And now Sudoku's has a discovered check threat that it looks like Magician just missed, right? He doesn't have to worry about this take. He probably needs to just block the bishop, and he missed the discovery. So guys, remember, when we push a pawn, things change. And one of the things that change is sometimes something behind that pawn is freed for attack. All right, so we missed that discovered attack, and it comes to fruition. He gets the check in. Now, this was dangerous. This was dangerous because, right, we could trap the bishop, guys. We could trap the bishop, and this is what I thought would have happened. And then I think the best that Sudoku's has is this, and then hoping to bring the knight in immediately and cause havoc. But there are opportunities for white. This kind of keeps now the knight can come this way, but with the knight coming that way, we can even get a rook here, threatening the queen from behind. It's an interesting position. I think that would have been his best bet. But white does not trap the bishop. And by the way, we talked about common traps, tricks, and tips and openings. This is that poison pawn we've talked about, and it happens in different ways, but it's poison because now that pawn can push. But he doesn't push the pawn. He doesn't push the pawn. Instead, he doesn't develop. He moves a knight a second time. Remember I told you about his penchant for moving the same pieces over and over again. This is a nice prophylactic move, keeping the knight, well, the knight couldn't go there anyway. So I'm back to here, that his bishop is still able to be trapped. Still able to be trapped. So I would have thought he would have brought it back. Here. He's got to get the bishop out of there, unless he thinks he's going to win after that trade that we just talked about. But instead he pushed the rook, and we still don't trap the bishop. And in fact, with a dark squared bishop, we don't want to give up dark squares, and we just gave up a dark square. So now we can't push there. So I don't understand the logic. I think it's a mistake. And we get the rook trying to get into the game, guys. We're doing a flat-out rook lift right now, right here. Let's not waste any more time. By the way, this is a great square for the knight wants to be there. And then come here. Ooh, boy. Ooh, boy. You know, if you did something like this, ooh, boy. You know. Now, of course, he could take with the knight, but then we could double up the pawns anyway. Oh, you know, but if we do that, yeah, okay. Okay, we get some issues. So we get the rook over, and we have a discovered check threat, and the rook just says, I'll sidestep. King sidesteps, and we start getting messy stuff going on here right now. Rook comes over to attack, and it looks like right now that if we take, of course, there's too many, and these knights, by the way, and this bishop, doing nothing. This bishop is very poorly placed. And these knights that are just sitting here, so they need to get active. First knight gets active with an attack on the queen. Nicely done. By the way, this one might have been better. Might have been better. Might have been. Not sure. Not sure, because there's still issues. And the issue comes up pretty quick with that knight move later. Because that same knight move could have happened here. But then we could have taken back with the knight. And the queen checked. And the king has to leave, move away. And I think he's okay. I think he can run and hide. Possibly can run and hide. I don't know. Guys, this is really, again, a wide open game. So queen slides over, we get the attack, but notice that both knights, neither one of them are protected. They're both undefended pieces. So that gives black the idea, I'm going to open up this file. Nice move. Nice move. Takes with the bishop, could have taken with one of the knights to get the knight out of being in an undefended square. Could have taken with the queen, giving the king maybe a square to run to, maybe. But took with the bishop, we get the check, and the rook, and the knight comes back to protect. We trade off the first one, and now, whoa, again. But we have two pieces protecting it, and we're running out of, black is running out of pieces, guys. Black is running out of pieces. I would have liked to see him bring the knight in, right? Because if you can, you got to get this piece involved. Free piece, free pawn. King goes back. By the way, right here, right here, black had this free pawn immediately. Didn't have to wait, but did wait. And then we get back to here, and we're piling up. And we're piling up on defending that, but we get to chase the knight. Queen comes up. Don't get it. You just take, don't you? That's a pawn for a knight. You need material back. You need material back. But, hey, intermediate move I can live with, right? Attacking the queen with an intermediate and protecting the rook. Just wondered for a second. Let's see if we had taken. If we had taken. Could take this way, could take this way. So let's say you take this way for argument's sake. You could trade down. And you are equal now, and actually you're winning the pawn battle. You are clearly winning the pawn battle to the point you can even say, let's go. Let's go. Trade that queen again? Definitely, because now I am way ahead. So I think he should have he could have just taken. He could have just taken. But he attacks the queen, and then he takes? No, of course not. He just gave away his free queen. He just gave away a queen, guys. Just give away queen. Sometimes. Just gotta run away, right? Sometimes you gotta run away. Gave away the queen. And looks like black lost. Yes, white resigned here. White just resigned because he didn't finish playing. So, all right, guys, good games. There was a fork on d3, winning the queen. Plus, you can't take back. How long ago? Fork on d3. Fork on d3. Fork on D3. Whoa, how far back are we talking? Okay, let's see. Looking for a fork on D3. Okay, again, I think this was a mistake. Could have just trapped the... Could have trapped. Oh, when he gave away his queen? Okay, so all the way back here. Okay, so there's a fork on D3. Oh, yeah. You could have used this fork and not even lost any material. Sweet. Yeah, even better. Even better, because, things like this, you just take, right? Yeah, that's definitely better. Definitely better. All right, guys. Wow, that was a nice set of games. That's a lot of games. We were able to go through a lot of games. Chess Wizard, you played really well. You had some really nice games. We can look at one loss by Chess Wizard. Was that a loss we just looked at? That wasn't you, though. Was it? I don't remember. Let's look at a loss by Chess Wizard, only because it's also looking at a win by my brother. Right? We got to like that. So, you didn't play the England Gambit against him, though. Oh, because he didn't play D4. Never mind. Yeah, here he drove me crazy. I thought the queen should move. Get out of this pin. Right, guys? Hey, simple rule. Get out of pins. Get out of alignment problems. Get out of alignment. Look, they both have alignment problems. You and Irv both had alignment problems, and neither one of you got out of it. And this was the humorous game. This was like I had to go for a walk game. I couldn't watch it anymore. You gave away your queen, and he didn't want it. He gave away nothing yet. Sorry. Oh, actually, yes. He gave away a pawn. Because if he takes, you take his queen. Same way that you couldn't take. Yeah. Same way you couldn't take with the knight. He couldn't take. He can't. And you just win the pawn. I don't know what kept you from winning the pawn. I really don't. But you backed away instead. You said, no, I don't want to take your pawn. And he still doesn't get his queen out of the pin. You still can win the pawn. You can still win the pawn. You should have went this way. You should have went this way. But he didn't. You were tired? Yeah, a lot of games. And then we give back the queen. And that was it. We resigned at that point? You must have been tired. You resigned? Well, actually, this was an arena. So resigning actually was smart to resign because you want to play more games. You definitely want to play more games. So arena tournaments, it's okay to resign. Any game where you feel like you don't have a chance to win, or you think, the person's going to beat me, he doesn't even have to play great, he just has to not make any blunders, well then why waste time? I totally agree with resigning in an arena game and then getting into another game. You want to get in as many games as you can in arena. Now, in a Swiss, of course, that doesn't work out, right? A Swiss doesn't work that way. All right, I think we went over enough games. Whoa, what did I just do? What did I just do? How did I do that? That is really wild, guys. I am showing the wrong screen somehow. So I don't know what I did, but I'm going to fix it. All I do is I flip my mouse and it changed the display. I don't know how it did that. Wow, that's interesting. My cursor must have been someplace interesting. All right, I know I am waiting for Sudakus. I expect him to be online. And he is online. We're going to raid Sudakus. And hopefully you guys will go play in his I Am Not an I Am tournament that I've been advertising. I think you'd enjoy it. Strong field, though. Not an easy field. So enjoy that. Enjoy that. Playing that, hopefully. Let me get the raid set up. And don't forget, next Tuesday we have our next game, next qualifying tournament. I might be turning these Wednesdays into chess lessons because I'm getting more requests for chess lessons. So my one-on-one lessons on Sundays, I'm thinking about I'll also do a one-on-one lesson on Wednesdays at 11 o'clock instead of reviewing games from the tournament. Okay, that's my thought. If you guys don't want that and you really want me to keep doing this, reviewing games from the tournament, just let me know. Alrighty? Thanks for trying out the sound alerts. I'm glad you guys like them. I enjoyed them too. So thank you very much. And I will see you guys Friday night, 8 p.m. We are going to have some fun. We're going to play viewers. We're going to play over. We're going to be looking for opportunities for prophylaxis and restraint, and we're going to be pointing them out whenever they happen. You do? Okay. Okay. Well, you know what I'll do is, Chess Wizard, I do take your guys' advice strongly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I have anyone who wants to sign up for the for a lesson. If they're available on Wednesday, I'll put the lessons as a priority. But every time I don't have a lesson, which probably will happen a lot, I will just do the game review. So I'll try to do both. Because I could squeeze in an hour and a half on Wednesdays, which gives me a perfect time to do a lesson. But definitely anytime I don't have that lesson available, I will do the game review. And by the way, if I do that, then on Fridays, I could do game reviews first, and then I could play against viewers showing the principle that I just went over in the game reviews. So we'll still do game reviews, we'll just do them Friday, right? For the first 40 minutes on Friday, 45 minutes, we'll do that on Friday instead. Does that makes sense? We'll do it on Fridays. I think I'll move that to Fridays. All right, guys, let's go raid our buddy Sudaku's chess and see how he's doing. And I will see you Friday.